Hello dear ones, the topic for today is how to become a good writer, and let me tell you something very personal right now. I came up with this topic, whenever I take up a topic I make sure I cover, it is something that we do under the syllabus. When I went through, the particular seminar, webinar, I was so inspired. This just tells you, as a reader, all good readers are good leaders. You cannot become a good leader without being a good reader, because a man who does not read just has one life to live. But a man who reads, what are you reading? You're reading about the experience of people. Somebody telling you how they lived their life. They are talking about their beliefs, their ideas, their concepts, their views, their perspectives. So a person who is a good reader, who is a voracious reader, who is a habitual reader, does not just live one life. He lives thousands of lives. So I would like to invite you. So I'm telling you this because I went into the webinar once again, because a few of you raised concerns saying it was little, not comprehensible. So you wanted more clarity to be thrown on it. So I wanted to throw more clarity on it. So I started, analyzing it in usually the way that will make the class interesting. So it gave me a title. So I wanted to take a very simple and straightforward title that will make anybody want to listen to. How to become a good writer. So even when I am doing something, I'm not giving you examples from outside, from somewhere. I'm just giving you examples from the way we are taking our class forward. So what did I do? I went to a webinar, audio, video, to really present it to class. When I tried to present it to class, I got lot of perspectives, my own creative ideas, which, it is like I couldn't contain it within few slides, I wanted to say so much. So that's exactly what happens to you when you start reading. So to become a writer first, in the first place, listen more and read more, because these two are inputs. Without reading and without listening, you cannot do speaking and writing. That is very not possible. It's not practically possible. Even a computer, only when you give it an input, it gives you an output. Then in life, how can you expect to get an output when you're not giving the input? You understand? So I'm just telling you what happens to me generally, not only for this, for anything. I will get one thread of idea, I will develop it, then I cannot control it, it will run for pages, then I'll have to discipline it, give a title and stop it. That's generally what happens to me. So I also recommend to you, when you take up assignments that are given to you, do not have any mind blocks. Oh, what am I going to write? It is not my idea. Even any one idea that strikes you, it's your idea, it's your brainchild. You got it? And believe in that and go ahead. Not only for this class, for any class that you sit, whatever drawings that you do, your brainchild is born out of the brainchild or the brain of others. Finally, the end product is yours. So keep that in mind. So much of explanation that goes into the title itself. So the title said, Writing Professionally and Ethically in the New Millennium. So adukadila millennium அப்படிங்கற word வந்துட்டு, I wanted to know whether we know the meaning of it, or that needs explanation. I just got it for you here. Yes. So millennium அப்படினு சொல்றது, it's a period of 1,000 years. It's a period of 1,000 years, and it is calculated, என்ன சொல்வாங்க, birth of Jesus ல இருந்து, ஒரு 1,000 years calculate பண்றது, ஒரு 1000 வருட ஆட்சி, 1000 வருட காலம் is what you call millennium. So we are so proud and happy to be writing professionally and ethically in a new millennium. Because I think I've already told you this, we are in an age that is called, this age that we are living in is called computer age, information age, digital age. So it is a new age that you are living in. After you have your grandchildren and all that, you will say, enga generation, unga generation. So appadi or generation la nama irundittu irukom. Okay, so here I want you to understand as a writer how people derive their inspiration. The first inspiration, I'm talking about me, I'm talking about the majority of writers. First of all, you will have to understand history. Okay, history is divided into two, BC and AD. So BC and AD எப்படி பிரிஞ்சிச்சு அப்படின்னா it's before Christ and after Christ was dead, after Jesus Christ was dead. So all of us are aware of it. History வந்துட்டு BC AD னு பிரிக்காம நம்ம படிக்கவே முடியாது. So Jesus is not an imaginary person. Okay, he was a person who divided history into two. ஏன்னா most of I'm preparing myself for UGC NET. Okay, and I again take this opportunity to motivate all my PGs to appear for your NET. Okay, it's a national eligibility for professors. If you are passionate about teaching, it is high time you get yourself ready for your NET exam. So already, you know, my leadership was fine-tuned when I read more about the life of Jesus and all that. My preparation as a professor got me deep into history, telling me about this man. Okay, God became man to make man to become like God. Once again I repeat, God became man to make man to become like God. இது வந்து ஒரு imaginary விஷயம் கிடையாது. Most of the writers, majority of the writers that I am reading are British writers. And the people who are guiding us, they tell us there are so many other, ages and writers. Like we have European literature, we have post-colonial literature, we have American literature, we have Indian literature and all that. The guidance that is given to us is that read your British literature, thousands of writers and thousands of work. So இவங்களுக்கு எங்க இருந்து இன்ஸ்பிரேஷன் வந்துச்சுன்னு when I go back, I'm just strengthened to know. If you want to improve your language, they say the one best book that can guide you in the style of simple but very very effective அப்படினா and the biblical style of writing அப்படினு சொல்றாங்க. The whatever is written there is simple point blank. Okay, ஒரு பெரிய revolutionary change this Bible writers, because it was over the centuries it was written. So in the Bible writers ஒரு புது revolution கொண்டு வந்திருக்காங்க. A lot of new words, phrases and expressions that were not there in usage came into usage after this introduction of Bible, which was originally written in Latin, and after it was translated with lot of resolution, with a lot of determination by a lot of writers who were opposed for the translation.